Dear friends, I'm sure some of you must be running your own business and others may be working for different businesses as well. There was a time when people in business world would be proud to say, "My word is my bond." Once they had given their word on a transaction, then it was considered to be binding. Sometimes all it took was a handshake, no paperwork or any expensive contracts. Sadly, today, such a simple arrangement is no longer feasible, even for any simple, ordinary deals. People seem to need something solid to seal their deal. A deposit or a notarized contract at the very least. While it might be prudent to have such guarantees, it does create a suspicion within us when doing business, even with people we know. What seems to be missing here these days is the quality of integrity. That means having wholeness without being divided or without any internal conflicts, or to be well-rounded as well as rational and realistic. It is an excellent quality to possess, but unfortunately lacking in many businesses. Basically, integrity means being transparent and honest. While it is not something we openly advertise about ourselves, our integrity becomes clear to others through our interactions and relationships, essentially telling others that we can be trusted. We are not deceptive. Today's gospel draws the essence of these virtues together in these sayings, challenging the disciples to test the integrity of oneself as well as having a positive judgment of others. The three sayings have to do with first, the blind man leading the blind. Second, the judgment of others by seeing the splendor in our own eyes. And then a good tree producing good fruit. Through these simple parables, Jesus reminds us that we ought to have enough integrity to see both ourselves and others honestly without prejudice or bias. Jesus' intention of the speck in our own eye is to teach his disciples that whoever is concerned with the fault of another and ignores his or her own is a hypocrite. It is a term Jesus usually reserves for the Pharisees and the scribes. While our criticism of others may often be true, telling others the truth about their life requires an awareness of our own shortcomings, and that any constructive criticism that we offer does not come from arrogance or self-righteousness. Instead, we must offer them out of our humility and goodness of heart, because here the heart is considered to be the seat of a person's identity. It's a common saying among people that they have a right to censure or critique who have the heart to help. When people know that our heart is in the right place in offering constant constructive criticism, and that what we say comes from a genuine desire to help, they might listen and heed to our advice. Unless goodness is at the heart of what we say of others, then we would be better off by avoiding unhealthy criticism. Sharing the goodness in our hearts does not always guarantee that others will receive our criticism with an applause. It is a double-edged sword, as you know. The final test of integrity is our ability to remain honest with ourselves. When no one else is listening, are we able to say our criticism and our suggestions are honorable? Or is it coming out of our resentful feelings or revengeful hatred against others? Therefore, we must stop judging others unfairly because, first, no one except God alone sees the whole truth and he can see the human heart. Second, most often we are biased and total fairness cannot be expected from us always. Third, we do not see all the facts and the circumstances of another's situation and life. Finally, let us remember what C.S. Lewis, one of the famous Christian writers, a British writer, in his book called Mere Christianity, he says this about himself. He writes, "There is someone I love, even though some of his actions I don't accept. There is someone I forgive, though he hurts the people I love the most, and that person is me."